Today we have Lorraine Janzen here, and she has an exciting announcement today. I'm so excited for her. It's really her launch day, isn't it?
It is. Yep.
So we are going to update you on her book, her new book, and talk about it today. All right, tell us what your newest book is, and really why you wrote it.
My latest book is called Gracie Finds Treasure. It's a sequel in a roundabout way to my first one, which was Gracie's Playful Dusty Day, which came out in 2023. This one was released in December of this past year. Years ago, we owned a beagle, and her name was Gracie. And she was playful, she was mischievous, and just a lot of fun for us and our family. And I just felt inspired by her antics to write a series of books about her and the fun that we had with her, how playful she was, some of the quirky behaviors she had going on. And so that's why I chose to write about Gracie. In this particular book, she is finding a lot of different things around the house that she wants to play with, or she grabs onto them to, I think, try to get her owner to chase after her and just have fun with her and play with her. So there's multiple different things in the book that she finds. And this is based off of a little bit of an event in our home that we did have with her one Christmas. She pulled an ornament off the tree. And I woke up at night to my husband chasing her around the table, trying to get this ornament out of her mouth. So I just took it further because she did often attack multiple different things. But that is really what inspired me to write this book.
I love that. I love that story. What was the funniest part?
I think the funniest part was where I wrote about her tumbling down the stairs. The owner in the story, I'll just back up a bit. The owner in the story is based off of our son when he was probably about, 8 years old. And she goes into his room as she's trying to find different things, and she grabs hold of his underwear. And so she takes it to the stairs, and as she's running around the house, and she gets close to the stairs, and she gets all tangled up in the underwear, and she tumbles down the stairs. And so in the story, I have her going down the stairs, going thump, thump, thump on her rump, rump, rump. So that was fun for me.
That is so fun. And I love how you do rhyme throughout the whole book. And it just makes it so playful. It's great. What was the hardest part to write, though?
The hardest part, I've always found this with rhyming. I do love rhyming. I've been writing poetry probably since I was a teenager. Just on my own. Like I didn't really pay attention to rules and that sort of thing. Just kind of, whatever came to me. But I've learned with writing books that there has to be a certain syllable. There's certain syllables that you have to have per line. And I continue to find that the challenge because I have to always count them out. I don't feel like I can be as free, when the things are coming to me. I have to go back and always count it out and make sure that I have the right structure. So that's always a bit of a challenge for me.
Yeah, it's true.
The words come to me. I have lots of words coming to me in that rhyme, but it's getting them to have the right syllables in each line.
Is there any other part of the actual publishing process that might have been difficult for you?
Yeah, this time I went through freeze and press again, and I think the part that I found more challenging this time was because I've done one book. I found it hard to be patient with this one because I now knew the format. I knew how things go. I had a different publishing specialist. They're all wonderful, but I just had to adjust to dealing with a different person. And then the patience that I have to be aware that how it happens at their end might not be on the timeline that is at my end. And that's the bigger struggle for me.
Yeah, yeah. I think for my second book, it was very similar, where I knew the structure, I knew the timeline, and we were getting behind, and I felt like, oh no. Yeah, I can
relate
see
to that.
So you talked about your inspiration for writing this particular series, but can you tell me more about how you are inspired to write? What inspired you to write?
Well, I've always been an avid reader. As a child, I was a voracious reader. I had a long bus ride to school and back, and I would always bring a book along. 9 times out of 10, it was Little House on the Prairie. It was my little go-to, especially from very young. And I would read all the way home, all the way to school. And then I grew up on a farm, and I think the Little House on the Prairie stories inspired some of my behavior and how I interacted with nature and with the farm life. And I spent lots of time in the barn, and I would even bring books into the barn and read in there. And so a lot of reading. And I think that just fueled my desire to write. I wanted to find out what I could come up with. And I did write several little things for school assignments when I was in elementary school, and I remember teachers saying to me and my parents, Lorraine has some great ideas, she's so creative. And I felt that from young. And so with my love of reading, I just thought I would just try my hand at writing, and I found that poetry came very easily to me. I just moments when I felt alone or confused or lost or sad, and we all have those moments, I just would turn to writing. And it started to come out in poetry. Then I just decided to take it a little bit further and try my hand at short stories. And yeah, it just went from there. So I love playing with words. I love words. And that's what drives me.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
What would you like the next generation to get out of these books?
I just want children to just delight in them. I want them to just allow their imaginations to just let go, like just have fun with it. We don't have enough kids that are using their imaginations nowadays, and I think I really want to inspire children to just be creative. And I like making children laugh. I like putting smiles on their faces, and if this just brings them joy, that makes me happy. And at that point, at this point right now, that's where I'm at with my books because of the type of book that it is. I just am inspired to make children smile, and I want them to just, or even just like those that have pets, just appreciate their pets even more, and just love on them more. And yeah, that's kind of what I'm feeling from these books right now.
I love it.
Mm-hmm.
How can teachers utilize your books in their classrooms?
Well, I think number one is the poetry. I think the rhyming component is great. Kids really do learn well when they hear rhyming structure. And having worked in the school systems myself, when I was an educational assistant, I would often do use rhyming stories and do rhyming activities with kids to help them with their learning. I think that's a big part of their brain development. So I think there's a really great way for teachers to use them, especially in those younger grades.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I'm putting you on the spot a little bit, but is there a specific game or activity that you did back when you worked in the school system, or something that you maybe could think of that they can even take today and use your book today with it?
Well, I think that they could just, read it 2 sentences, and something that I did do with my, I also was a tutor for a while in my home, so I did use a lot of tools for pertaining to rhyming when I was a tutor. But taking 2 sentences from my book and talk about the ending words and how they sound the same, and then maybe pull one of those words and say, can you come up with some other ones that would rhyme with that. So it's very simple. There's no, it's not anything fancy, but it's just a way for them to think a little bit more about it. And I think also the syllables. I did a lot of work with syllables and clapping, clapping out the rhythms, and talking about, we've done A B structure and that kind of thing. So there's lots of different things you can pull out from it.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah.
We talk a lot about having fun on this channel, but we also do want to recognize that hard work and perseverance will produce fruit in your life. Can you touch on that real quick before we end and say goodbye?
Yeah, with regards to writing is what you're saying, right? The perseverance. My life has become busier in the last, for sure, the last few years. I've grown children, they're adults, I have a married daughter, our son is in his mid-20s. It doesn't change. Life just continues to be busy, and depending what's going on, you get busier. And so that doesn't leave a ton of room for me sometimes for my writing. However, I keep getting this nudging that I have to keep at it. And because of my love for it, the times that I can't go to it, I'm feeling kind of sad inside, when I'm running out of time. And I'll say to my husband, I haven't had any time this week to write anything down. That's really kind of sad for me. But I have that nudging that just keeps coming up, that you don't just keep going. When you have those tiny little moments of time, put something down, because I want this for you, and I know you're good at this. And so I just keep plugging away, and I put down, even if it's just like one paragraph, to put down. It's hopefully. Eventually, I've been working on a novel for 6 years, and so hopefully I finish this book someday. And I've heard some people say that it can take, somebody told me that it took her 10 years. Yeah. So, I think when you love something so much, don't let life get in the way. Just keep going, and know that you're supposed to reach someone out there. That even if it's one person, just keep going. And you just do the best that you can in the time and the season that you're in.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, that was such an encouragement. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And thank you for the interview and taking the time out of your day. Is there any last words that you want to say to the audience?
No, just anyone who's out there that is a writer, and you're not sure if you actually are a writer, or if you haven't tried yet, just go for it. Just see what comes up. But I've met people that have never done it before, and they've started putting pen to paper, and it's amazing what comes out. So just go for it. Put the words down. Words are amazing.